Oh my goodness, stocks. The stock market slip as AI, artificial intelligence jitters return amid Iran Strait of Hormuz uncertainty. Ladies and gentlemen, slowing revenue growth weighed on software stocks, while oil prices rose for the fourth straight day as U.S. Iran talks are in question. Oh my goodness, peace in the Middle East, ladies and gentlemen. Brent crude oil tops $100 a barrel as U.S. waits for Iran's peace talks response. Warner Brother news. Got a lot to go over today. A lot of news today on the newsreels. Today is Thursday, April 23rd, 2026. Give me a like and a share, ladies and gentlemen. So I go over the geopolitics news first, socioeconomics, and then I create a trading plan. So let's look at this news. IBM stock tanks on quarterly results. So we're in earnings season. News on Tesla, the Tesla trade. And then now, NOW stock is off 18%. Blackstone President John Gray sees major year end for IPO-driven AI. A lot of initial public offerings. Spirit lawyer confirms airline is in advanced talks with U.S. rescue package. Fly YQ. Stocks off about 5%. Amex CEO, our customers don't care about high gas prices. I paid about $4 a gallon yesterday for my Toyota Hybrid XLE. It sips fuel, but it's still $4 a gallon. Pizza Hut needs a bold change. I'm reading this on Yahoo Finance, and sale of its business is on the table. Yum Brands and Pizza Hut. Avis stock tanks. Now, I called a short on Avis stock last couple days saying that I thought that parabola was overdone. It's off 52%. You're welcome. Now, here's the thing. I don't give financial advice, but I'm just calling it the way it is. Hey, when you're good, you're good. So Avis stock extends a 2-day crash after epic short squeeze. So it's off again. CAR, C-A-R, off 52%. Time to sell some puts on CAR. We were selling calls on that hyper pump on the short squeeze, and now it dips 50%. Might be time to sell some puts on Avis. Gold falls as U.S. Hormuz standoff heightens inflation risk. Shale bosses lament Iran war chaos engulfing the oil market. White House renewing SEC bid to ease share offering disclosures. So, news on Warner Brothers again. Discovery shareholders approve Paramount takeover. PSKY is off 6%, so it might be a good post-merger arbitrage to sell puts on PSKY. We shall see, and then sell calls on the other side of the market. Trump's emergency oil sales to Europe as war upends energy flows. Russia's involved with the war in Ukraine in the Crimea Peninsula, so oil is not flowing to Europe from Russia. So that's big news, folks. Now here's the things that are trending. I look at this on bar chart and then also on Yahoo Finance. ServiceNow is off about 18%. Palantir off 7%. These are trending tickers. Texas Instrument up 18%. Salesforce, the AI trade, artificial intelligence with the software companies. CRM stock off 9%. And Skills up 270%. SKLZ, might be time to sell some puts, or calls rather. SKLZ, I do my research live dynamically here. Make sure you read the risk disclosure. I'm not a financial advisor. I used to be. All right, options on Skills. So this, I know you can hear the mouse clicking, but the calls are up 45,000% on Skills. So selling an out of the money call, the $14 strike on Skills. My goodness. Volume, a lot of cars traded, decent open interest. The call option on Skills, SKLZ, are up 40 8,000 and 54,000%, 59,000%, 64,000, 80,000% pump in these options. It's a good time to sell some options on skills. More on that later. So let's take a look at this. So that's trending. So that might be overdone. So again, skills. And I look at the news, Yum Brand CEO on potential sale of Pizza Hut again. ServiceNow sinks on Q1 earnings. CFO, is it time to sell puts on ServiceNow? Those put premiums are, when the stock dips, the put premiums go like this. All the Greeks. Sasol, active. Top gainers, United Rentals up 22%. Texas Instrument up 18%. Equip Share up 18%. Penn Entertainment up 16%. HERC Holdings up 15%. So I look at these trades every day on what options are biggest gainers, and I can write call premiums. I go in and do a buy right. I buy the stock shares and then sell the call, pull in those huge premiums, and then go underneath the market and collar it with a protective put. So it works out enough. Top losers again. Avis Budget Group. You heard it first here, calling a short the last couple of days on the short squeeze. MedPace Holdings off 22%. Xanadu active again, off 16%. ServiceNow again off 18%. And WEX, WEX off 17%. Now on to most active. Nokia achieving a new all-time high on Nokia. No one spends more money on research and development than Nokia. Quantum Space is active. Intel at $67 a share, up 4%. On the AI trade, NVIDIA is active, and Tesla, of course, with the earnings play. So this is what we have, folks. I read the geopolitics news every day. Socioeconomics, we look at that. Crypto, Bitcoin, the blockchain. Then I formulate a trading plan and then kind of see, how to monetize this to be able to earn a living for myself. Stock index recover on strength in chip makers. So AI, the artificial intelligence, and chips. So, I don't run commercials on my channel, but I am considered one of the world's leading experts, if not the world's leading expert in AI and the artificial intelligence. So I recently penned a book that you can read for free. See the links below. The Foundations of AI, Artificial Intelligence Video Creation, a Synesthesia Masterclass. Synthesia. So I penned an ebook. You can read it for free and learn how to use Synesthesia, the foundation of AI, artificial intelligence, video creation. Video, as you can tell, is the most powerful tool for communications today. But traditional production is expensive and time-consuming. Imagine being able to create professional quality videos in minutes without, and I use my camera, microphone, or an actor. So I'm like an actor where I produce my own videos, but I could use Synesthesia. This book, my ebook course, is your all-in-one guide to becoming an AI, artificial intelligence video expert using Synesthesia, the world's leading AI video platform. Check out the links below. You can read it for free on Synesthesia Masterclass. I do affiliate marketing for my own products. I create the products and then put links in my videos and describe it, and then it helps, monetize my channel. People can purchase my ebooks if they want, or you can read them for free and learn from the world's leading expert in the artificial intelligence and in video creation. My channel is getting a lot of traction. I want to say hi to all of my viewers and subscribers on Twitter and on Rumble and Amazon. Man, check out Amazon and Google. Google's amazing. I've owned Google stock for years. GOOG, Google. So then let's look at the news here on geopolitics. So my channel is apolitical. So we're going to look at CNN on the left over here. All right. Justice Department watchdog to investigate handling of the Jeffrey Epstein files. Okay, so we got news on that. Trump threatens to shoot boats laying mines in the Straits of Hormuz as tensions escalate. So you got Iran and the U.S. are boarding at sea boats and maritime, commandeering oil boats and what have you in the Straits of Hormuz and in the Indian Ocean. Deported from only home, the new DACA recipient fight their way back to the U.S. My goodness. News in New Orleans with police and everything. A lot of this news isn't PC, so I can't even report on it. Video shows Iranian soldiers seizing ships in the Straits of Hormuz. I thought we had a peace accord or ceasefire, but U.S. has boarded vessels carrying Iranian oil. Dramatic. They're dropping in special forces with helicopters. And my goodness, oil spills from Iran war are visible from space. So you can hear I got a new Hewlett-Packard computer, little mini computer. The hard drive starts spinning up the fan. So today's headlines, people, that's on CNN. Oh man, the U.S. government's taking a stake in Spirit Airlines. So we're going to try to bail out Spirit Airlines. They need it. We need good transportation, and to get them turned around. Kash Patel, New York Slimes decrees alarming probe of reporter who wrote about Patel's girlfriend. Uh-oh. So, wedding chapel destroyed in Georgia in a wildfire. White House accuses China of copying American AI models in industrial scale campaign. So I produce AI apps here in the U.S. They're U.S. made, so you can check out my app. And it's kind of another commercial, but I created, along with a computer scientist and myself, the world's greatest agentic AI weather platform called weathermist.com. It combines the artificial intelligence and computer science with no latency, and you can use it, and it gives you up to the minute AI production of weather forecasting on weathermist.com. So here in North Florida, we got drought conditions. So it's good for B2B for other businesses, because they get delays in airports and everything, and clear skies here. Feels like 87 degrees, even though it's 83, 35% humidity, 4 mile per hour wind, UV index is at 6.25 and no rain. So we gotta get the rain going. It's dry here. Drought conditions are being reported on weathermist.com. So all made here in the U.S. too. Nothing to do with China, just all US of A, agentic AI, weathermist.com. So that's on CNN. And I read the news to myself every day. I used to produce my videos right at the market open, but I was still tired waking up in the morning. So now it's around 2:30 in the afternoon, and it's easier. I can get all my trades done in the morning, in the AM, and then in the afternoon I can kind of produce my videos and kind of go over my trading plan. Fox News is reporting Iran's president responds after Trump calls out the Iran regime for political infighting. So Iranians armed to the teeth stormed container ships in the Straits of Hormuz. See, the big secret though about Iran is that it's not even PC to talk about this, but the Iranians, they basically, their bloodlines and everything they rule the entire planet. So If you look at all the royal houses of Europe and so on and so forth, many of them, it's Iranian history. So look at the Shah of Iran. They're all ancient royals, and they basically, it's not PC, but Iran controls the Straits of Hormuz, and their political process and their leadership controls the entire planet, in a sense. So, that's like, can't report on that, though. Wow. So this is what's being reported on Fox News. So I look at that, and let's look at BBC. If you want to know what's going on in the U.S., you watch, BBC channel. If you want to know what's going on in the United Kingdom, you watch CNN or Fox. U.S. board ships carrying Iranian oil as Trump orders Navy to shoot any boat laying mines in the Straits of Hormuz. Trump says the U.S. has total control over the Strait of Hormuz, and says, well, oh man, any boat, they will SHOOT and KILL, any boat laying mines there. So things are heating up on the BBC here. So that's what we have, man. So, I'm reading the news every day and then doing my own research. Like I said, publishing my ebook that you can read for free on synesthesia on AI video production. It's a great read. You can read it for free too. But I do my own research for myself. And then I go into the end here where I look at my trading plan. So let's look at, the stock of the day. Bar chart's amazing. So chart of the day is MCOR Group, stock symbol EME. Oh man, new all-time high at like $875 a share. My goodness. Tesla is active. NVIDIA, Micron Technologies, Mr. Softy's active. Advanced Micro Devices, SanDisk, news here recently. Amazon, active. Palantir, off about 7%. ServiceNow, off about 18%. And Intel, pumping. Intel's doing incredible. So that's what we have. So I go, if you stay with me to the end, I give you free alpha. The buck stops right here with myself. I'm not beholden to an employer, so I work for myself. My time is my own, and in order to keep it that way, I have to do my own research for myself and formulate my own perspective. And so with that, let's take a look at my trading plan for today. Not financial advice, it's just my whole site and channel, it's just information, that's all. Opinion only, have to say that. BTC, blockchain on the Bitcoin. Today's high was 78,620, spot 78. I own the Bitcoin, took a huge profit in Bitcoin, up from 63,000 to the high pump here recently. Bitcoin pumped here on the 22nd of April to as high as about 79,314. So I got that entire pump in the Bitcoin. Big old cup and a handle and a breakout in the trend. It's now trending back up again. The last month, Bitcoin is up 10%. So my trading plan today is, and I know it's repetitive, but there's, nothing new under the sun. So DCA Bitcoin today. SPY ETF on the dippy dip. I'll dollar cost average it. I own the triple Qs, the Invesco triple Qs, SPY ETF, and then also DIA, which is the Dow Jones Industrial Average. So the spiders, I'll DCA it. This last month, looking at my blockchain ETF, if I'm not mistaken, BKCH, and you hear me talking about BKCH quite often, I outsource all the mining of Bitcoin to the stock shares inside of the Global X Global Blockchain ETF. So I took some huge profits. In the last month, BKCH is up 24%. On the dippy dip, on the 30th of March, it was at 51 spot 31, and just yesterday, Today it was at $79. So I got all of that trade and I DCA it every day, 5 days a week when the stock market's open. So that's been a huge winning trade for me. Again, not a financial advisor. It owns stock shares like Iron Limited, Coinbase, Applied Digital, Bitmine Immersion Technologies, TerraWolf, stock symbol WULF, Hut 8 Corporation, Core Scientific, CORZ, Cipher Mining, and Riot Platforms. So, big pump here in the last month. So it's a reason that I DCA'd it all last month. But then when it pumped here recently, I took huge profits out of it. But I'll continue to DCA blockchain now, the BKCH ETF, Block, BLOK, own stock shares like Nubank. So the Amplified Blockchain Technology ETF in the last month, just like the BKCH ETF, is up about 15%. So I own that also and DCA it. So that's profitable. So I'll DCA blockchain ETF, BKCH, and BLOK today. And that's it, really. That's all we have. It's kind of quiet on the newsreels. Not a lot going on. We got Straits of Hormuz and Iran and the peace process and the oil market. Let's see what the commodities are doing. I'm not a commodity trading advisor. What I do, I got 10 different baskets that I own. It's so dry here in North Florida. Yeah, we got to get some rain going. Chip makers are up. Paramount, Warner Brothers, what a history. There was a show recently on Netflix that talked about the history of Hollywood, the titans of Hollywood. Very interesting, showing all the production of movies and the history in Hollywood, California. Microsoft offers employees a buyout. Elon Musk, biggest risk for Tesla. What to expect from Target. So, this is what we have. Now let's look at the futures here real quick. Futures overview. So, oil, crude oil up $2.50 at 95. Man, gold is off 18 points. Silver's off about $2. Dollar spot 87. So that's what we have. Man. Now, what futures are performance leaders? I look at TTN the last 12 months. So, the last 12 months, the greatest weighted alpha still is silver bullion. So, the precious metals trade is still on at positive 115 spot 72. Hyperinflation, the Weimar Republic, people are talking about the hyperinflation and the price of fuel. The greatest negative weighted alpha is cocoa, a chocolate, but right above that is Ether Micro and Ether Futures at negative 42 spot 66. So I've been buying the dip here aggressively in Ether, less than $2,000 per ETH, and it's had a nice pump. Orange juice is oversold, butter and Bitcoin Micro. So the one that I want to own though is Ether Micro. So I've been selling my bags of silver at the top of the market, then backing the truck up and purchasing Ethereum, Bitcoin, XRP, Ripple, and then Solana. So that's really what we got today for my trading plan. Running about 24 minutes, but bought the dippy dip here recently on the Bitcoin at 867 spot 21, and then bought the dippy dip on XRP Ripple. I purchased it on Robinhood. They do all right, man. Everything's good in the hood. And then BKCH, I invented the synthetic Bitcoin mining rig about 8 years ago, where I combine the daily DCA or purchase of Bitcoin plus the blockchain ETF. So it allows me to mine Bitcoin without having to invest in all the infrastructure and I can scale up or scale down anytime I want to, and I can mine Bitcoin on my smartphone using existing platforms rather than having to purchase the next ASIC miner and chasing the technology. So Bitcoin looking good. I got orders out there to purchase some more of it. Let's see. And then Ethereum. ETH is off about 3.67%. XRP off 1.2%. So that's what we have, folks. That's my trading plan for today. So peace. Oil, the oil market, computer chips, Intel, Elon IPO with SpaceX. And then are they going to merge SpaceX with Tesla and so on and so forth post IPO? We shall see. So those are exciting times. We got people. Now is the time to prep. I'm getting prepped for hurricane season. I'm a prepper. And so with that, I say this every day. I give thanks for my abundant supply now manifested. I have it now. So I've had a great couple days here scaling out some huge profits in the Bitcoin, up from 63 to 66,000. And now we're trading at 78,000. So we shall see. Check out my links below. Give me a like, give me a share. Tell me what you think. Leave comments below. Is this World War III? Is the U.S. going to take over the Straits of Hormuz? Does Iran rule the world with its history and bloodlines and royalty? What's going on with all this news? How do we survive? I got to do me to survive. I got to always think about myself, almost being selfish and self-centered to a fault. I still do homeless outreach, though, to keep myself balanced. So, man, I give thanks for my abundant supply now manifested. I have it now. Thanks, everyone. Have an awesome, super wonderful day. Thanks.